guys, welcome to today's FlossTube. I have an exciting thing to show you today. So Denise came up with this awesome finishing that we want to show you, and we're going to kind of compare it to a previous finish we did a couple of years ago, and it's something that she came up with this week, and we're super excited to show it to you. So today's just going to be a finishing tutorial, but what I want to show you is I kind of want to show you what we did and how we came up with this. So these are, they just look like little plastic pieces, right? And I saw them. What Denise and I do every day is we go to What's New page of all the places we buy from. So Denise saw these, or someone saw them, and was like, what is that? I wonder what that is. So we bought them. This is the 2-inch small acrylic finishing stand. And when you order it, they come and you get 4 at a time. So we bought the 2-inch and the 4-inch, and this is how they look. And we thought, well, what do we do with these? And what are they? And what can we finish with them? They're very affordable, and so what could we do with them? And so when we did the Cross Stitch University, we did this flat fold finishing tutorial, and this is how it stands up. And what it is it's a 3 sticky boards, and 4 sticky boards, 1 with the piece, 3 here, and then this creates the stand, right? So Denise is so smart. She was like, okay, we can do this simpler with these. So this, you only have 3 boards instead of 4, and you have 2 that face each other, front and back, and then this is your piece. Now, she made this on Monday. Obviously, nothing is stitched here, but we needed to make sure it worked. So, and basically, I'm going to show you how to do this. Actually, I'm going to talk through it, and Denise is going to show you. And we're going to talk about a lot of different things you can do with bows, ribbons, hiding the ribbon. And one thing we did want to talk about up front is you can use either size on this, but when Denise made it, there's an opening right here. And the smaller one actually works better. This one finishes about 6 inches. This is about 5 inches. This is about 6 inches, and the small works. So we don't have an exact number to tell you, like, okay, the small would work with this and the large would work with this. It's kind of one of those, you make it and then you see which one works best. And I know that sounds, we were going to try to come up with like a number that we thought was best, but all we can say is we think this one works. The small one actually works better. The bigger one's a little bulky. And what we're going to do is show you how to make this. And basically we have a sticky board with batting for our stitched piece. We have 2 sticky boards without batting with fabric. We have a ribbon where we hide it. We have a bow, and then we hot glue it where this will just stick in. And then it stands up. So I'm going to kind of show them to you like that. I'm going to show you in the front too, so we can see how they look. They're pretty much the same angle. I guess this could be the same angle if you made that, if you made this little tail smaller. So that is how it looks. And we're going to show you how to do it. This is very easy. Obviously, Denise came up with it on Monday. So I'm going to move this out of the way and this out of the way, and I'm going to show you the piece that we're going to be finishing. So there's a newer pattern out. It came out in March called Red, White, and Blue Quilt. The design is by Primrose Cottage. And this technique, you can use any of your stitched pieces. This is the one that Denise wanted to stitch. So Denise is getting married later in the year, and so these are her wedding colors. So she picked colors that basically we wanted to show you how, when you see this pattern, you see red, white, and blue. But she wants to put this, she wants to finish this and put it by the wedding registry when people check in. And this one, she said, was really easy to stitch. It only uses 3 colors, and it doesn't have to be holiday. Now, the colors that she used are DMC 37.99, 38.65, and 5.22. Now Jordan's going to show you some different colorways, and I'm going to tell you how we came up with those. So there you can see kind of a strawberry colorway. That would be, you know, great for spring or summer. This one's more of a watermelon, spring or summer. I mean, you can see the theme with the pink. Purple, for all you purple lovers. This one I would say is like beachy. And then more fall. And obviously this is patriotic. And then Christmas, you know, there's a lot of Christmas colors out there that you've already seen. But we wanted to tell you there's a website. We're not affiliated with it in any way. It's called Stitcher's Palette website. And if you just search that, you'll see it. Now, we found it on Facebook years ago. And it's basically a website where each day they give you DMC colors that match a photograph. And so you can do that. You can basically just like see something you like and then use those DMC colors. Or you can go in and, for example, you can type one of these colors and then it might spit out the other green. Like you might type in $37.99 and it might give you some other greens that go with it, etc. So that's a really cool website if you're wanting to color something and you are uncomfortable picking your colors. You could use that website. Another thing you could do is you could be on our website and say, oh, I really like the colors Lori used in this pattern. And then, you know, figure it out. So basically the name of the website is Stitcher's Palette. We found it on Facebook. We're not affiliated in any way with them. But I'm gonna show you what Denise stitched and everything she used for it, and then we're gonna make it. So she stitched this piece on 28 count light taupe, and Denise prefers 28 count. This is an even weave. She's a little bit more adventurous with her fabric choices than me, but this is a really pretty color. It kind of goes with everything. And then she used sticky board, which we're just using the 9x12. You can use any size you want, but we're gonna need 3 pieces. So you'll need 2 or 1. 2 of these. So because you're gonna get 2 cuts out of one and then 1 cut out of the other. The fabric she decided to use, eyelet is really pretty and kind of goes with everything, and black is part of her wedding colors. So this is gonna be the fabric she chose. She pulled it out of this bundle, and we're gonna kind of keep this on set so that in future finishings we would have it, because it kind of works. It's kind of like the Priscilla and Chelsea fabric. It kind of just is a good palette, works with everything. So she pulled the black out, and then we'll use this for something else. She's going to use the cross stitch finishing tape. Just batting. Now people get a little they get a lot of questions about batting. I really think you shouldn't think too much about it. For batting, pull what you have on your shelf. I wouldn't worry about what it is. You're just using a tiny bit of it. Don't get over worried about it. For finishing, she's going to use the left-handed rotary cutter, which, so you guys, this is a regular rotary cutter. If I was using it, the blade would be on this side because I'm right-handed. She's left-handed, so you just move the blade to the other side. You don't have to buy a special rotary cutter if you're left-handed. For marking, she's going to use a friction pen. She likes to mark on the front and the back, and we'll show you that. We have a by Annie stiletto that is full of glue. It is like stuck with glue, but this thing has lasted us a couple years. We could scrape off some glue. That would be funny. But basically, I would encourage you to find one thing you use so you're not ruining things all of the time. And then obviously we have these acrylic finishing stands, and I was trying to make it where you could see. One is 2 inch and one is 4 inch. We talked about it earlier. You know, we're going to use basic sewing supplies like a hot glue gun, ribbon, all those things. And we're going to actually be using pom-pom trim today, which will be really fun. So I'm going to kind of let Denise start using her hands, but we divided this up into steps. So the step 1 is going to be to make your cross stitch board. And that means this piece right here. So she's going to iron, or maybe you've already ironed all the, yeah, you need to iron right there. So she's going to iron the pieces. And so she's gonna put that face down. You could use a cross stitch finishing cloth by Yarn Tree also, or you could just iron it face down. And someone said it's actually stitch palettes. And then here, she wants a 1/4 inch margin around her piece. So she's gonna take a Creative Grids ruler with a friction pin, and she's gonna draw a 1/4 inch away from the edge of her stitched piece on the front and back side. Now, I usually will, I don't know. She just finds that it works better on the front and the back. We used to maybe do the front or the back, but she kind of found that it works best on just do both, and then you have both and you can decide what you want to do. Also with even weave, it's a little bit harder to see your squares than it is with Aida. So with Aida, you can kind of see exactly where the little dot is, and with even weave, you really can't. So she's going to draw lines a 1/4 inch away from her stitched piece on all 4 sides, on the front and the back. So let's let her do that. And oh, if you don't know what a friction pin is, it disappears with heat later. It's only meant for paper products, but we use it in fabric. It's not meant for that, but that's what we do. And when she stitched her piece, she started it on Monday. So this is a pretty quick stitch. And she gave herself about 1 or 2 inches margin, maybe 1.5 inch margin around. It's always best to give yourself, you know, a little bit of room. And she actually stitched this piece on one of those big, huge pieces and then cut it down after. So she has the most maximum use of the fabric. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, you stitched with all that in your hand. So now you can see she has the back marked and the front marked. Then she's going to take the ruler and she's going to leave 1 inch away from here. And she has a little book we're going to show you in a little bit, but she's going to cut 1 inch away from all of the drawn lines, not the stitched line. And then she's going to write down those measurements. And just remember, she's left-handed. So once she draws those, once she cuts the lines, we're going to write down the size. And that will be your size that you cut for your sticky board. So you guys throw any questions in for her? Everyone says congratulations. So she's going to draw, she's going to look on her ruler and measure from the drawn friction line to the drawn friction line. Is it 5 inches?
5 inches, exactly.
Yeah, and then the next one is probably 5 inches. Yeah. So she's going to write down 5 inches because that will be what size she cuts the board that goes here. So, and then this is just, I mean, obviously this is just a mock-up. So this board is going to be 5 inches. These other 2 boards will tell you the measurement in a little bit. Basically, they're going to be 6 inches. So she's going to take her, what is that called? Sticky board.
Sticky board.
Sticky board, and she's going to cut one piece 5 inches. And the rotary cutter she's using is, she used it on her fabric, but it's not something to use with quilting. It's got a little mark on it so that we use it just for sticky stuff because we don't want to waste it. Sorry, I asked Jordan to make it colder in here. Yeah, and sometimes you have to really press to get that. And then she's going to set those aside. And then this one we're going to use with batting. So she's going to take the sticky off of the back. And it took us about 2 years to figure this out, but the stiletto will really get the paper off in about 2 seconds. And she's just going to place that down on the batting in a corner and then cut around. And that way we can save the little batting pieces for another project. And we're just using, you know, 80-20 batting, cream, but I just think you shouldn't think too much about it. And you don't have to use batting. That's another thing. You don't have to use batting on your piece. We like to use it on the cross stitch piece because if there's any kind of unevenness, it kind of hides it a little bit. Did Denise railroad through both legs of her white stitches? They look nice and flat. No, she did not railroad on either one. I already knew the answer to that. She's just very meticulous. So she's going to put this is the batting right here. She's going to put that face down on the wrong side. And using those lines, you can tell where to put it. And then she's going to use the sticky tape. It's double-sided, so she's opening the package. That's what that noise is. Of course, it's a new roll, so it's kind of hard to get the taper off. Sorry, the sticky off. And this mat right here, it's brand new. It just came in this week. It's a Tula Pink mat, and one side is pink and one side is black. And it's really cool. You can't really tell, but it's gold. It's really pretty. I hadn't seen it in person until today. It's really pretty. So she always does two opposing sides first, finishes those, and then does the remaining. So you'll see how she does it. That's funny, Hedon. She says, I like using batting. It hides a multitude of sins on the cross stitch finishes. Michelle says, I have used a plastic picture frame where you slide a picture in from behind. I turn my cross stitch into an open pillowcase type sleeve and slide it over the frame, making it interchangeable. So we're just gonna watch Denise. She kind of starts in the center on both, and then she's gonna finagle it a little bit. And this would be great for the different seasons. When we get further in, she's gonna glue hers down like she did on the sample, because it's gonna be used only once with the wedding, but you can interchange it with magnets if you want to. And so having that light on the front, she can kind of really see. And Marianne says you could use the same method for quilt blocks. You could, it just would be kind of hard to fold it back. You'd probably have to have a border around it to pull to the back or something. And Jordan told me yesterday, don't ruin it. And I said, I'm not doing it, Denise is. He looked right at me like I was like, well, you can trust Denise. She's much better at this than me. So then on the sticky tape, when we first started doing these, Denise and I, we would talk about it. We weren't sure if we should put the sticky tape all the way to the edge. So I think when we first started, we didn't. But then Denise figured out it works better if you do. So that's kind of one thing that we kind of learned over time. We meaning Denise. Denise says, oh, this is funny. Leah says, Denise, you are so patient. You have taught me so much through these tutorials. I don't think patient is the right word for Denise, but she's great. She has about the patience of me, none. She does really good on these tutorials, though. Do you think she's patient, Jordan? You do? He says she's patient. Oh, look at Jordan's getting points. Maybe her mom's in the chat. She can tell us if she's patient. But I do think it's great that Denise does these because she actually knows what she's doing, unlike me when I would do them. Jordan, they said Jordan's funny. And Jordan's funny. He has a dry sense of humor, though. Sometimes we don't know if he's kidding or if he's serious. So yeah, she's just really like finagling it and then getting, you can see how her points are like so, what is that, 45 degrees?
90.
90, I can never get it right. Her points or her edges are always like, no matter what, they're always like so perfect. And I think with the sticky, you could use a, let me see that thing in Jiggy. This thing, you could use a seam ripper, but with the seam ripper, I feel like it doesn't have as thick of a point. So I almost feel like this has like the blunt edge of a fork, which sounds funny, but like it really just like picks it up. What does Denise's tattoo on her arm say?
Light and darkness.
Light and darkness
is the translation.
Is Denise available to finish my stitching projects? She's doing good to get mine done, I think. She could open a little business on the side, and her dog could terrorize her.
Oh my gosh.
You jump on the table. I love how she's so precise. Yes, very precise. Very, attention to detail is Denise's thing, for sure.
Okay.
So she's looking at it. She's like on her tippy toes.
I'm gonna go.
So she's gonna go and, basically we have this iron that spits out hot steam. And so she's gonna just do the hot steam, and then it'll just take the line off she won't even have to touch it. Meticulous, yes, that's a good. I never even thought to ask Denise what the tattoo on her arm said. I must be horrible because I never even thought of asking. Okay, everybody thinks you're doing a great job. So that was step 1, doing the piece. Now she's gonna do the fabric board. And the fabric board is right here. She's gonna do 2, we've got 1 already done.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one, see that one's already done. And then she's gonna do the second one. They're the exact same size, and then you put them right sides together. So she's gonna show you the second one. And what she did here is, since this was 5 inches, she added 1/2 inch to all 4 sides, which gives you 6 inches. So she's cut the sticky board to 6 inches. She's gonna peel off the liner, place it sticky side down on the wrong side of the cotton. So she's gonna cut it 6 inches.
Dang.
Is it barely?
Barely.
Barely 6 inches. I looked up the translation of Denise's tattoo. I promise I'm not a stalker, I'm just curious. That's funny. I never even thought of asking. I actually don't even know what that means. Congratulations on your upcoming wedding. I wish Denise would let us see her. No, she will definitely not. She would never do the videos again. She would not let us do that. So she already cut off, you can see this was a fat quarter originally. Are you gonna iron it?
No.
No, okay. She's not gonna iron it, she's gonna pull the paper off. Really like using the tape versus the glue gun, much safer. She's gonna use the glue gun in a little bit. Let me tell you, me and a glue gun, we do not get along. Yeah. Okay, please iron that. Please.
I don't iron it.
Jordan, do you agree? He's not going to agree with me. He's going to agree with her. Now, another thing I did want to point out, that really cool idea, that when you're looking at this, you could, okay, place your fabric down. Now, just assume it's like a check. She's going to place it down like this, but if you want a different look, you can always do the bias to give it a different look. Like if you had a check that was on the straight that you wanted to go on the bias, there's different ways you can, make it. Maybe we can pay Jordan to move the camera up. Okay, what do you mean up? Closer? Oh, front. Oh, I don't think that would work. I don't think he can be paid off. I'm pretty sure that would not work. I thought they meant zoom in. Yeah, I don't think she would get mad. And I think it's crazy that everybody it's not easy to get on video. Like everyone thinks, oh, it's just easy. It's really not, especially it's just not. How many cross stitch pieces am I working on currently? 5. I kind of cut back a little bit because my life is crazy right now. Monday I had a meeting about, what did I have a meeting about? I don't know. I don't know if it was drill team or something. Last night I had a meeting. My kids are going on some trip.
Riley Blake.
Oh yeah, Sunday night I went to dinner with Riley Blake. I'm just like, I'm never home. And I was kind of hoping maybe I could go out of town this weekend, but I don't think so. Denise does a wonderful job, yes. For sure. And she does save every little piece. She's very resourceful like that. We have kind of like a little section where we save all the leftover pieces for finishing pieces like this so that we don't constantly have to buy stuff. And so this one, just to reiterate, she put the sticky side on the wrong side of the fabric, no batting. And then she's gonna basically do the same thing. I'm gonna just leave it here so she can see, they can see both. A guillotine cutter makes cutting easy. So we actually don't use one just because we're so used to using rotary cutters as a quilter. We already have it. Plus, like, I don't know, it just takes up a lot of space. Kimberly, can you have Cheryl do a tutorial on quarter stitches? I can ask her. She definitely doesn't want her face on the camera. Let's see. Let's see. A guillotine cutter. Okay, guillotine. Did I say that right? Okay.
I think so.
I think so. Did I say it right, Jordan? Jordan knows all the funny words. So she's just kind of pulling it flat. And then with the fabric like this, you know, it's got some dots. So knowing Denise, I know she's lighting up these dots. Like, that's exactly what she's doing. She didn't even have to tell me. I just know. And then if you guys have comments, you can always let us know, like, if you're looking for different type of tutorials, you know, let us know. It was good to see you again at H&H. Creative Country Girl Tammy Blaylock. Yes, thank you for my bag. I love my bag. I'll have to bring it. I was going to bring it and show it. It's in my closet. I showed Kevin. He was like, oh my gosh, somebody really made that? He's like, she's really talented. I was like, yeah, I definitely could never do that. It's so cute. It's like hanging in my closet so I can use it on my next trip. She made me a bag out of, what is it? Granny Sheet by Lori Holt. It's so cute. So excited. And so Denise is just making two of these the exact same. And she's calling this a stitch sandwich on the next step, which is really funny. I would like to go to dinner with any Riley Blake designer and Cindy. Do I have any family trips planned for the summer? I am trying to plan a, what did I say earlier? Alaska cruise, but I'm not sure. It's really hard because I have 2 boys and basketball, and they don't really get a break. One in band and then one in drill team. Basically, they get out Friday, and they go back July 28th for drill team, band, football, all of the things. Where do you get the sticky tape? Oh my gosh, you get the sticky tape at Back Quarter Shop. It's called Back Quarter Shop Finishing Tape. Is it? Oh, Jordan, go to the thing where it is.
I think
We'll find it, and I'll, no, on the script. Just scroll up, let's see. Right there. It's So Emma cross stitch finishing tape. So yeah, maybe a cruise, maybe not. I don't know. It's really hard to. Would you do this same live doing a round project?
I could.
Denise says she could. So that means yes. I've never done round. I bought my first quilt pattern. Oh no, I bought my first pattern in 20 years. It calls for linen. Oh, sorry. Going from Ada to linen is intimidating. Is there a video on that? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we have one. I will say that, like, everyone's kind of a creature of their own habit, but like, I love Ada. Denise loves 28 count. Is it 28 or 32?
Both.
Both. She loves 28 and 32. And then Cheryl loves 36 and 40. Or 36 is her favorite, I think. I think 36 is her favorite. So it's funny. It's like beginner, advanced, and then super advanced. And I'm at the beginner stage still. And so I did want to tell you, like, Denise really takes her time. So sometimes we get the question on, like, Ashley might get a question that's like, how long does it take to finish this? And it really depends. I think it depends on the fabric, how hard the fabric is to line up, what kind of mood Denise is in, if she's having a good day or a bad day. I mean, that's not saying anything about Denise. That's saying that's just life. And I really think it's kind of like making a quilt. Is it cold in the room? Is it hot in the room? Whatever, you know, and I think some days are easier, but I think the main difference is really the fabric. And this one, because it has the dots, it's harder than if you just had a floral. She would just slap it down and pull it back. Denise has been stitching how long?
6 years.
6 years. She's been working at Fat Quarter Shop. 6 years.
It's starting next week.
Next week? Oh my God, we have to have a party. We went to dinner with Sarah and we had them bring dessert and she was like, what is this? And we were like, we're celebrating 15 years. And she kind of looked at us like we were crazy. Does she quilt too? Yes. And she's making one for Jordan right now, right? The Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween.
Monster Mash? Something like that? Some kind of Halloween something.
Sandpiper, It's So Emma.
Sandpiper, It's So Emma with Hey Boo.
Hey Boo.
Okay, this is a great question. Will Denise show us how to do a drum tutorial? It is on our list when we figure out how to do it. We haven't done it yet. Okay, so now we're gonna move to step 3. So this is what Denise calls the stitch sandwich. And this is where you have to like actually think, because I feel like the stuff we've just shown you, we've kind of shown you before. And obviously I do want to give a shout out to Priscilla. She obviously has, you know, definitely learned everything from her. We did not make any of this stuff up. If we didn't have Priscilla, we wouldn't have thought of any of this. But okay, show your little book. I want to show how pretty it is. Okay, look at this, people. Oh my gosh. She's so creative. I didn't know you could draw like that.
Well, I just follow the lines.
I know, but it's so cute. So, kind of what she's doing here, she's reading her notes, but she's gonna make a little, like a line, kind of like this, so that the plastic will jam up in there. Am I explaining that right?
Yes.
I'm trying to show what you're doing before you do it.
Okay.
And if you keep one of these books, this is a new book we have, it's called So Creative, but we made it where one side is graph paper and one side is stitching, and then Denise and I are keeping one in the sewing room and then one in my office, and then every time we finish something, we're gonna keep our notes in it. That way we have somewhere we can always refer to because we can't always remember. So right here, she says, when working with a 2-inch acrylic stand, it's 1 inch wide and 2 inches tall. Can I see it? Oh yeah. So what she means there is it's 1 inch wide, 2 inches tall. So what she's doing is marking on the back side of both fabric sticky boards, 1 inch in the center and 2 inches up. These marks show where she is not going to use the glue. And we'll show you after she's done how it visually looks. And I don't know how you came up with that. How do you think you came up with that? That's really creative because I was like, I don't know how she came up with it. Denise has pretty writing. Love the journal too. We received it in the Sew Sampler. Pumpkin Hollow Quilts likes to use drums. You sponsor her. Maybe she could do a video and you could post it. Sure, she could email Denise. Is there a cloth with pre-printed cross stitch on it? I want something mindless. No, not right now. There's not. Okay, so right here, visually, this is what she did. Now, how she drew that in, she had her notes. So basically, if you find the center, she's basically in the center. And she did it on both sides instead of just one. Let me see what I'm supposed to say next.
Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to see it because it's
black. So it's black. So
Reflection.
she's trying to figure out how she's going to see it when she puts the hot. I'm moving this out of the way so it doesn't get. Because she's going to use hot glue all the way around except here. But it's hard to see because what she's saying is this is black, right? Mm-hmm. So she's going to use some Wonder Clips just so she doesn't accidentally glue it. And then it'll probably, is it heated up?
Mhm.
Okay. This is where I'm a step real far away. I cannot. I am like so scared of hot glue guns. I burned myself when Priscilla came that one time. I burned myself so bad. I was in pain for like quite a bit. I don't think Jordan was working here then. I was like, oh my gosh. Do you remember that? When I burned myself, I was like, oh, and I was trying to like act like I didn't burn myself because Priscilla was here. And I was like looking at Denise like, oh, I'm gonna die. Okay, so you can see she got glue everywhere except the other, and then she's putting that right sides down. Now, one thing that she mentioned to me yesterday is when you're placing your piece on the front, you really have to know where the stick goes. And that's why she's putting that there, so you know your hole is at the bottom and you don't accidentally put your piece on the top upside down. And then the acrylic stands, one thing I wanted to tell you is we get these from Yarn Tree and we have them in 2 sizes and we'll reorder them when they sell out, but Yarn Tree, we don't always have like a date when they ship. So sometimes we get them quick, sometimes we don't, but definitely if we sell out, we will order more. I just won't have a date. Now here, she's really letting this dry. If you go too fast,
Yeah, it'll slip.
it'll slip. Great planning, yes. Denise is a planner. Oh, you should show that. So this is another great little organizational tool. So like I said, where Denise has that little section of fabric, and we bought this like, I think I just bought this somewhere random. I think I bought it for myself. Oh, I did. I bought this for my sewing room at home and it was really cute, and then it was too big, so I brought it here. So who knows where I bought this. But basically, we just put in like the Priscilla and Chelsea ribbon, and then these are just ribbons we got from Hobby Lobby. And these, again, let me show you her piece. These are wedding colors. So she just got these at Hobby Lobby yesterday, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then if you have something like this, you can just keep your ribbons and then you just pull them, and she has them all going the same way. Should we move it back?
No.
No, okay. Oh, and she's gonna clip the little stray in so they don't poke through. Okay, so you guys, we have nothing to talk about, so let's guess what month she's getting married. Let's see who can guess first. Maybe I already told them. I probably already told them. Okay, so what she's doing here is she's mimicking this. So she's going from the front all the way around, and she's going to put this piece on top, so it's going to hide, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But she's basically doing the same thing, and she's using the scissors that we use glue on, so that's why they're not cutting fast. Are you still going to do pom-pom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's going to do pom-pom too. November, September, August. Oh my gosh, y'all are not correct. I think I'm the most excited. Golly, they haven't guessed it yet. Okay, y'all gotta keep guessing. Okay, so how are you centering that? Eyeballing it?
Now I'm gonna measure.
She's gonna measure it, okay.
Just wanna make sure I have enough.
Okay, Rose Jackson's the winner.
Oh yeah, it covers.
So right there, she was just making sure it covered where it overlapped, right? Okay. Everyone's still guessing. They're getting married in December. Everyone's still guessing June. June is next month. Oh my gosh, it would be so hot. People would be sweating like crazy in Texas. So she just found the very center because she measured 3 inches down.
2.5.
2.5. Oh, because this is 1
1
inch.
inch.
So this is 1 inch. This is 6 inches. She's good at math.
I lost my line.
She lost her line now, sorry. So she's, and this step, Denise says, is completely optional. You don't have to embellish your stitch sandwich, but it does add dimension to your piece. You can add ribbon around the band of your sandwich or vintage trim. You can wrap the ribbon around and glue. You could use sticky dots. You could use finishing tape. And if this is one thing that Denise wanted to emphasize, if this is something you want to switch out monthly or quarterly or seasonally, kind of like the pattern is designed, you could add magnets in the center of the sandwich and use washers in the center of your piece and not hot glue the next step. But she's gonna hot glue it down because, like I said, she's gonna use it at her wedding, and she's only gonna be gluing the beginning and the end because the ribbon she's using is really like fine. And so if you use sticky dots, you would see through it. Now, on something like this, you might not be able to see through it, but it's kind of satiny. And so you have to just consider what, right? Don't you think? You'd be able to see through. Okay, don't burn yourself. I get so nervous seeing glue. Oh, and the ribbon is 7/8 inches wide. Does Rose win some acrylic stands? Sure, she can get some. We'll send her a set of each. Ashley can figure that out. So someone is saying use the mat to measure. I think it's instinct as a quilter to just, it's just, and it's kind of like Denise is very analytical and exact. And so for her, I think the ruler is going to give her more options than this. This is only 1/4 and that has 1/8, and I can tell you that's why. Our daughter is getting married in September and August, and I'm afraid I will melt. Oh, you will melt. It is hot already. I love it, though. I went somewhere the other day for, it was an event for my boys, and all the moms were complaining about how hot it was, and I was like, oh, I love it. It's so good.
Do you want the pom-pom on here?
Do you like it, Jordan? Okay. So this is going to be step 4, right?
Yes.
Or in between step 3 and step 4. So right here, this is pom-pom. This is Snow Mini Pom-Pom by Lady Dots Creates. And she's using the color Snow, and she's just gonna use some hot glue and put a very thin line to place the heat on it. Now you can, and Denise did a video on how you can take this little, what's it called?
I think it's called tape. Like
Tape off. But I think that it's gonna really, by not taking the tape off, it's gonna stick better and actually be more even, I think. I think that's what you meant, right? And she's just doing a little tiny bit at a time, because if you do it too fast, and if you go too fast here, you could use the stiletto too if you wanna not burn yourself. Look how good that looks. So I feel like if you took the tape off, it wouldn't stick down as good. I wonder how she's gonna do the corner. Let's see how she's gonna do the corner. My son was married in August and June. I'm from Alaska, and I thought I'd die from the heat. It is really hot. I like it. I like hot weather, though. I don't think I could live in cold. I would just never leave the house.
You keep saying August.
August. No, you're not getting married in August.
You keep saying August instead of Austin.
Austin. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a little. My son was married in Austin. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm from Austin. I'm one of the rare few that's from here. Everyone I meet is like, I've met so many people that have come here to work for Apple or Google from like Bangladesh. I mean, all kinds of places. And then I'll ask my son, hey, what country is that? Or what city is that? And my kids are like, I don't know. I always think they will know because it's their friend's parent and they have no idea. I got married in December. I had to worry about the possibility of there being a blizzard. I finished college the day before my wedding. Aw, I don't think there'll be a blizzard here. The Fat Quarter Bundle, the fabric she's using right here is the Eyelet collection by Fig Tree. It's like a little basic. It's got dots and then a 4-dot on the point. And huge thank you to Denise for doing this, because the real reason we're doing this is because I had nothing to show for finished. I have one thing to show that's finished, but I really have not. I haven't been home a second to stitch anything.
Do you need to make mention about using black friction pin?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Black.
Okay, so one thing she wanted me to mention is the friction pin. You have to be careful with using a black friction pin on black fabric. I will show you why. Can I cut a piece? Oh, there's a piece right here. This will give me something to talk about while she's doing that, so she doesn't have to go fast. Okay, so if you put a black friction on a black fabric right here, and you iron it, sometimes it turns white. It didn't turn white though.
That's good.
It kind of did, but it's so faint you can't see it. So you can barely see it. So I would just be careful using friction. I still use a friction pin on dark fabrics. You're not supposed to, but I still do. But just as a warning. A friend of mine moved to Austin from Portland and they love it there. It's so cute, Denise. It looks so good.
Thank you.
So the next project is going to be, we're going to do a little pattern that says Jordan and Denise. Who's going to stitch it? Me or Cheryl? And then you can finish it on the video. And obviously here, another thing you could do is, you know, obviously we use ribbon a lot. You could always do like buttons, beads, you know. Will Denise stitch a ring bearer's pillow?
I don't know. Haven't decided.
She hasn't decided, she said, but I bet she will now that you said that. How's Piggy? Piggy's, he's good. He went to daycare today. He's so cute. He gets so excited when he goes to daycare that like he jumps out of my arms and almost hurts himself every morning. That's good. Okay. That's 3 more videos we can do. 2 more videos we can do. We can do ring bearer, and you know there's a pattern already from Priscilla. Me and Cheryl can stitch it. You can just pick the fabric and the thread. Kimberly should use one of the silicone spatulas to press down the pom-pom so she doesn't burn herself.
It's honestly not that hot.
She said it's not that hot, but if it was me, I'd be using this thingy right here because I'm too scared of the hot glue gun. And it's funny, we have a hot glue gun in our house, but Emma owns it. And so she puts it different places because she's always hot gluing something for, they have to decorate trash cans for drill team every year. I don't exactly understand what it is. At this point, I should know. But every year this trash can gets decorated with this hot glue gun. And I'm just always horrified she's gonna ruin my sewing room. Her friends like to come over to our house when they do all that decorating because they love my sewing room and the table, and I'm just like, I'm secretly horrified every time, but then I'll miss it. Yeah, so the pattern name is With This Ring by Priscilla. You're gonna have 2 ring bearers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe me. I can do one and Cheryl can do one. Denise could use the purple thing so she doesn't burn her fingers. She's so, I know, I don't want to answer for her, but I'm gonna answer, and I bet she's gonna shake her head yes. Denise likes things perfect and precise, and she's not going to get that with this. She would rather hurt her finger than, is that correct?
Yes.
That's why she's doing it, because she likes things very perfect.
It's also a very fine line.
Oh yeah,
So-
she's doing like a tiny, tiny fine line. That's one thing that we learned from Priscilla and Chelsea when they came is like, you need to just use a tiny bit, but then also have a fine tip glue gun. Well, then we could do a sewing tutorial for the ring bearer pillow.
Yeah.
Are they gonna wear suits?
Yes.
Have you picked them out?
Only in pictures. We haven't gone shopping for them yet.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Haven't been to a wedding in like since Jocelyn got married, I think, and that was probably 12 years ago, maybe.
Almost done.
I'm thinking my niece and nephew. Well, my niece and nephew on both sides would be. They're starting to get towards that age. And then you think, gosh, I'm really old. They were like either not born yet when I got married or in the wedding or something. I kind of like this stage of life better than when I was young, though. So when she does the corner, she really let that one sit, like this one, before she turned the corner. Like she waited a little bit, because if you turn it too fast, I think it'll move. If you, let's see. Okay, so then you're gonna overlap the pom-pom a little bit, right? So let's just watch her do the overlap on the pom-poms, and then are you gonna put that at the bottom, or does it not matter? If you do it right, it won't matter, right?
I mean, I tend to put it at the bottom.
She's gonna put it at the bottom still, okay. Okay, how many pom-poms are you overlapping? 2 or 1? She'll tell us in a second when she decides.
1.
1 pom-pom. And you could always cut it bigger. You can't always fix it, so just be careful. I don't have to tell Denise that, but. And it's sticky. The reason it's not cutting is those are our sticky scissors. And again, this is the Lady Dot Creates white or snow pom-pom trim. Mini, the mini size.
Okay, I lied too.
She did 2 instead. And then she's gonna cut one little ball off. It's better to do too many and then cut one than to do too short. Oh look, it's perfect now. Dang, that's perfect. Okay, so one thing to remember here is you gotta remember where the bottom is, because if she puts, well, this one, it won't matter because the design is, either way, it doesn't matter. But if it was a house, you obviously would want to put it on upside down. And we do carry the mini pom-pom in a lot of colors. And they're hand dyed by Lois at Dot Dot Creates. And she has like trim, vintage trim, pom-pom in 2 sizes. She has lots of things that are hand dyed. So here what Denise is doing is she's going to, that's a 1/2 and a 1/2. She's gonna get another ruler and do a 1/2 and a 1/2 on the other side and then center it in between. That way she doesn't have to make a mark with the friction pin because she doesn't want it to turn into that white line. So hopefully that makes sense. Yes, Denise has attention to detail. She has way more than me. And she's not scared of the glue gun. I'm so scared for her. She's so brave. Okay, let's watch the magic. Now that is magical right there. Oh, that ribbon looks good. It's like perfect for the DMC. Did you take the DMC to match the color at the store?
No, I took that leaf. I took this.
You took this to the store
Yeah.
to pick that,
To pick
or to pick that?
pick my green, because that's what I'm gonna decorate with.
Oh, I see. You picked this, but no. But you took your DMC color to pick this.
And I just hope.
You just guessed.
Yeah.
She's brave. They built a new. I still haven't been there to Hobby Lobby over here by us. I haven't even been to it. Is it nice?
It's big.
I have to try to not go into Hobby Lobby because I'll spend too much money. Are you gonna do a bow at the top?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So this is how you stick the stand in. You have to kind of pull it with your fingers. And then one tip that Denise had was, you know, the more you take that in and out, the more the hole is gonna form. So really just stick it in once and then don't pull it in and out like we did because we kind of formed too big of a thing. Yay! Okay, let's see what it looks like from the front. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it, right? Let's see. The camera's okay. Look how good it looks. And then she did buy this other ribbon, and I'm assuming you bought this just as a second option. So, like if you're gonna finish something, like she did all of this starting Monday, so she probably just bought two. They're only $4, so, you know, she could take it back or, and the stand is called the Small Acrylic Cross Stitch Finishing Stand. They come in a set of 4. They're made by Yarn Tree, and we sell them. So yay, huge thank you to Denise. And then we'll show you a picture of this at the wedding. I'll take one to make sure we see it. So if you're inspired by Denise, definitely let her know in the comments. She would love it. And thank you so much, Denise, for sharing, and we'll see you next week. Bye.